Broncos Country! It's been a couple weeks, but we are back once again. Guys, we are so excited to have you. The schedule's been released. Rookie mini camp has started. Sean Payton tells everyone exactly what's on his mind. And we are loving every second of what we are getting. Not to mention, tonight, the Denver Nuggets kick off the Western Conference Finals of the NBA against the Los Angeles Lakers. We have so much to talk about. Let's get to it, baby.
Nothing wrong with Orange and Blue podcast.
What is up, Broncos Country, and how are you doing, NRW Crew? And welcome to the very first Tuesday edition, officially, for now. That's our night now. Oh, go ahead, Jay. Our first Tuesday edition of Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. I am your host, Johnny Baki, and with me, as always, is my cousin, my childhood best friend, the man, the myth, who would be a legend, Jay Dreamweaver Weaver. Hi. Hey, what's up, cuz? How you doing? You doing good?
Yeah, I'm flying high. I'm
mile high.
Dreaming, if you would.
No, cuz it's not a dream. The Denver Nuggets are kicking off the Western Conference Finals against LeBron James and the LA Lakers tonight in Denver.
Oh.
Woo!
In probably the most anticipated Nuggets game of all time, we are going to exercise those demons.
Exercise the demons.
We're gonna get rid of those Laker jitters, dude. Those have been
what jitters? I ain't feeling them. Everybody's been seeing all over people feeling these Lakers jitters, and I'm not worried. I'm not worried.
My childhood was Kobe Bryant basically doing this on the Nuggets for just years upon years.
Years. Carmelo Anthony and all of our boys. I mean, it killed.
Even when we had a glimmer of hope, we always got smacked down to reality by the Los Angeles Lakers. And if it wasn't them, it was the referees of the Los Angeles Lakers, which we still have to compete against this year. That's not gone away.
Yes, we do.
But we're the first seed. We have the two-time MVP. We have home court advantage. We have everything lined up.
We're also favored by 100. We're also favored by 125 points to win it all, or to win this series, dude. Look. I've said it. I've got coworkers now. I'm going to say a big shout out to our brother, fellow Orange and Blue Network host Isaiah, whose Golden State Warriors just fell. to the
Thank
Los
you.
Angeles Lakers.
I don't want to play them, so thank you.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, hey, it is what it is. If there was ever a year for the Nuggets to go all the freaking way, it is this year. And I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it. Nuggets in 5. Oh, I felt good.
That's exactly my prediction as well. Nuggets in 5. I think LA gets one in LA because LA is always going to get one in LA, whether they deserve it or not.
And then after that, you got to get that dirt off your shoulder because we're done. Like, look,
over.
Nuggets. I predict it. Nuggets in 5. And then we go on to face the Celtics.
Yep.
Because correct. I don't think Miami has it in them to beat Boston.
Dude,
not in the 7-game series.
Not at all. So
they might go 7, but I really believe the Celtics will take down the Heat in 5.
Oh, 100%. I think the Celtics are a far superior.
It's gonna be a Jason Tatum. I predict it's gonna be a Jason Tatum Nikola Jokic showdown. 100%. And one thing we all know about who, at least those of us who pay attention, is that Jason Tatum implodes in the playoffs and in the finals, and he already has. His struggles the playoffs have been real.
These guys are phony.
A big fat phony. There's a big fat phony.
You're a monster.
He's a fraud.
I love it. No, it's funny, but no, I mean, how about Joel Embiid getting named today the 2023 NBA MVP, and still having quotes like it's up to the whole team, not just me and LeBron James to win these games. Everybody needs to show up. Shut up. You sound stupid. You sound pathetic. You want to win? Own it. Win. It's on you, bud. Because guess what? When the Nuggets bench is down, when the Nuggets, when the rest of the Nuggets starters aren't firing on all cylinders, Nikola Jokic shows up and puts up 53 points a game single-handedly. Okay? You really want to be the MVP? Earn it, bud. You didn't, in my opinion. I mean, I'm just saying.
I'll tell you how big a night this is, Johnny. This right here is a real regular beer. Right here. This is no NA here, Johnny. All right. The cards are flying. Wild card. We're cutting brake lines. We're cutting brake lines around here.
Oh, wow. I mean, Are you okay? You're drinking real alcohol. Are you okay?
See, I've watched this Nuggets team since probably 2016 in what this nucleus is, like right when Jamal Murray was drafted, when Nikola Jokic and Yusuf Nurkic were battling to see.
I forgot all about Nurkic.
When those things were happening, the Nuggets were like one of the worst teams in the NBA. It is so weird of the reflection that this is the Colorado Avalanche. They are destined for greatness because we have seen them at their lowest point. We get to savor and we get to really digest the highs of this because we've been there through the lows.
Yes, we have. Well, I mean, okay, when you hit rock bottom, what's the only direction you can go? Up, boom, boom. Right?
Boom, boom.
And that's exactly. I mean, and look, we've seen these guys. We've seen these guys develop. We've sat and we've watched these guys develop, but then we've also seen the Nuggets make some very smart moves, adding guys to this team. Bruce Brown, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, just to name a couple. Adding these guys to the team in an effort to build around what we've got. And look, the thing is, it is not unlike the Avalanche, who win their championship and then implode the following season because they couldn't afford all their players. Right now, the players we have on the Nuggets, you can maintain. Yeah, you can maintain this. So we can. Yeah. So I mean, you're still going to have Bruce Brown, the leader of the bench. You're still going to have Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray, and all those guys.
Here's my soapbox, Johnny, though, and this is the correlation between all Denver sports teams because they all share the similar thing of location. We are not a national spotlight. We are secondary market. We still are a flyover sports city to a lot of people in this country.
Which is stupid!
It is. But for us to get national notoriety and for us to have successful sports teams, we have to do it the right way in an organic fashion. That's how the Avalanche did it. That's how the Avalanche did it through farm system and drafting well. The Nuggets, same exact way. Drafting a player during a Taco Bell commercial that is now a back-to-back MVP. That is how the Denver Nuggets are in.
That's right,
the
during a
NBA
Taco Bell
championship.
commercial.
That's why
I
they're
love
going.
it.
But
I love it.
But it's not every day you get a Peyton Manning dropped into your lap like the Broncos can have. The Broncos now, though, are flipping the page to Sean Payton ripping the studs and saying, hey, I know how a real sports organization is run. I know how a championship team is built, and it's built from the studs. And it's built in the right way through a right foundation. The Avs and the Nuggets are exactly that model, and I'm thanking God the Broncos are at least on the path to doing it right instead of skipping steps.
Oh, buddy. I mean,
that's all. That's it.
It was.
Thank
Wow,
God for
can you please? Okay, Zeus, I need you to climb back down off Mount Olympus for a few minutes. Okay, get back down here. Get back on my level, ho. Okay.
That's what happens when I drink real beer, Johnny?
Yeah, you sound like me. You go from being Jay to sounding like this guy. No, I'm just saying. I'm excited. I'm pumped. Game, tip off is at 7:30 Central Time, 6:30 Mountain Time. Guys, do not miss the Nuggets. We are so pumped. We'll be talking about it all night. As you can see, Broncos show, but Jay and I are both repping the Nuggets tonight with our attire. Guys, I'm so excited that the Nuggets have this shot, and I'm so excited to watch this game tonight. But we are here to talk about the Broncos. So,
yes.
So let's get to it a little bit, just a little bit of, in-house stuff. Big shout out to the sponsor of tonight's show, Dubby Jitterless Energy Blend. Go on over to dubby.gg and get yourself a dub, guys. This stuff is absolutely incredible. All right. You're talking as much caffeine as 2 cups of coffee in just one scoop, right? You got up to 30 scoops per container, and this stuff is absolutely delicious. You can see it there. One of my favorite flavors, the Beach and Peach. But they got other flavors too, y'all. I mean, they got the Galaxy Grenade. They got the Dub Sludge. They got Dragonade. And the new flavor, Calio Cream. It's an orange dreamsicle mango. How can you not want that? That sounds... I have not got it yet because I'm still working my way through Galaxy Grenade right now. But as soon as I'm at a Galaxy Grenade, you better believe I'm going to be having some orange dreamsicle. Guys, but the best part about Dubby is that Dubby was formulated to give you focus and energy with 0 jitters and 0 crash later. It contains B vitamins, amino acids, and nootropics, and their own patented nootropic they call Neurofactor, which keeps you focused, keeps your reflexes quick. But my favorite part, absolute favorite part, no calories, no sugar, no maltodextrin, no fillers, and no artificial colors. It is just about as natural as it can be. So, guys, get on over to Dubby, get yourself a dub, order yourself a tub. And when in checkout, punch in the code NRWOB10 and get yourself 10% off. That's NRWOB10 at checkout. Get yourself 10% off. Get the dub. W.GG. Thank you for putting up with our spiel. Yes, now we get to put up with Jay's spiel as he runs us through our merch store. Come on, guys. Let's rep the NRW crew. What we got today, Jay?
All right. So, I could have picked a slew of articles of clothing and different, things, knick-knack, panty wax, gives, dogs, bones, all throughout the bouts here. But
I don't know where you were going with that, but I loved it.
There are a lot of great designs. There's a lot of great hats here. I'm going to bring up the hat idea here because it doesn't matter what design and logo you put on here. In fact, Sean Payton even says you don't even have to put a logo on your helmet.
So you don't even have to put it, just order a blank hat. Who cares?
That's
We don't
just
care.
during
Go
rookie
ahead.
minicamp.
If you guys want to, wait for it, maybe order one with a logo at the beginning of the year. We don't judge. Do whatever you want.
I love it. I love it, Jay.
So there's the merch store. We like it. It's cool. And there it is.
Link is in the bio below, guys. Get on in there and rep the brand. Show everybody that you're NRW Crew. Guys, let's talk Broncos. So, as it has been, Sean Payton has really limited us on what we're able to see, hear, and know about our beloved Broncos right now. But I'm going to say the word, Jay. I'm going to say it. He's allowed us some little snippets. Snippets! I had to. I had to. Every time I say it, I have to yell it. I don't know why. It's like a weird. It's like the only thing that's Tourette's about me is that one right there. But anyway, he has given us what he is required by the league to give. Right? He was required to give a press conference, so he gave a press conference.
Yeah.
He was allowed some access to the. He was required to allow some access to the locker room for the rookies to talk to the media. So he allowed bare minimum that. Did you hear that he gave, or did you hear him say they were giving a $50 gift card to the player who gave the most generic possible answer to the media? I love that he said that because he's literally saying it to the media. He's saying, to whichever of my players does the best job at not giving you guys anything, I'm going to reward him.
Now, foreshadowing to some of my future opinions, I believe who won that contest was Drew Sanders.
Absolutely.
A standout.
Hey, this kid is a stud. Yeah. He's a stud. I mean, okay, it may only be rookie mini camp, but another signing by the Broncos this week. Actually, I believe today, in fact, officially, it's official as of today, is former XFL quarterback and former Cowboys draft pick, I believe in 2020 or 2021, Ben DiNucci has been signed by the Broncos. I'm not sure how he's going to fall into the grand mix of things. I know that he's gonna round out that 90-man roster for the offseason. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if he's going to make the 53.
No.
But he did one thing. I did find it fun. I mean, he did throw. He was doing a great job from everything that I've been able to glean. Was that he was doing a great job. But then Drew Sanders did apparently what everybody's saying is Drew Sanders things. Steps up as an inside line, as an off-ball linebacker, and pick six off Ben DiNucci. So well done. I mean, excited to see what Ben DiNucci can bring, but really excited as to what Drew Sanders is bringing to the table now.
So it is just odd that. So here's how I see two specific picks, and it is weird how they line up because they're eerily similar to past patterns of previous regimes and previous people. So you have the Joseph defense, right? In Arizona, Isaiah Simmons, ring a bell.
Absolutely.
Freak of nature. And Joseph, he had a lot of success with him. So you've got Sanders and inside linebacker, and then you've got the Skinner, free safety.
JL Skinner,
who is a freak of nature as well. Both of them play like out of position for their body styles, but they're
JL Skinner as a safety is like 6'4".
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, that's unbelievable for safety.
Yes.
He stands as tall as about anybody on the field, but he hits like Kareem Jackson.
And so the irony of that is that Isaiah Simmons is that exact same profile of football player on the defensive side. A freak of nature that doesn't fit anywhere, but like, wow, you're a freak of nature. Like, you're a safety. Yep, sure. You're a safety today, or you're an inside linebacker. Sure, go ahead. Inside linebacker today.
Well, one thing I was talking about it. Since you couldn't be on the show last week, or 2 weeks ago when I was on with Rob. Rob filled in for you. He did a great job, by the way. We missed you.
Yeah,
we really missed you.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you. Rob.
Very much. When we had our show, following the draft, we were talking about these guys, and one thing that really stood out to me about this Drew Sanders pick is that he is very much a Micah Parsons-esque
Yep.
kind of player. He is a Swiss Army knife of linebacker, and you can put him anywhere. You can put him on the edge. You can put him off the ball, and you can drop him into. He can come downhill against the run, and he's really good in back in coverage. But the thing that I think I'm most excited about is his lateral speed. Everything I've been hearing is that this kid can go coast to coast. And when I say coast to coast, I don't mean end zone to end zone. I mean east to west on the field, sideline to sideline. But he can do it quick, and he does it in a lateral motion. That is absolutely going to be phenomenal. I've got a bold statement to make when we do our way too early roster predictions for this kid, Drew Sanders. But anyway, we've been hearing a lot of good things out of rookie minicamp. One is that Riley Dixon apparently had no idea that he's the only white cornerback in the NFL, which of course he knew. He told
Riley Moss.
That's what I meant, Riley Moss. I'm sorry.
Well, Riley, to be fair, Riley Dixon is white as well.
And on the Broncos. Anyway. I suck. But anyway.
Damn it, Johnny.
But anyway, Riley Moss apparently had, he played with it when they're like, because you knew he was waiting for the question. How does it feel to be the only white cornerback in the NFL?
Yeah.
And he's like, wait, there's no other white cornerback? I liked how he played with that.
See, but Johnny, he never got any question like that because he was in Iowa. Everyone
True.
Why would they ask that?
That's true. That's fair. But, he does. I'm excited about that kid. I'm excited what he's bringing to the table. One of the best. I want to get off the draft picks and start talking, some other stuff here. But one thing I really, really liked about that kid is during the draft itself, I was watching the I said it before on our last show. I was watching the NFL Plus stream for the draft.
Yeah.
So it was Rich Eisen and all those guys commentating. And one of the things I was most excited to hear was when Rich Eisen said one of the biggest he actually had expected Riley Moss to go earlier, but one of the dings against him was that he was the white kid playing that position. And he said, and it takes me back to when Christian McCaffrey was drafted and he was getting dinged for being a white kid playing running back.
It's true.
And he's like, but I fully expect this kid, Riley Moss, to come out and all those people that have so much to say about him being the white kid at that position, he's going to do the same thing that Christian McCaffrey did.
So I was seeing on Twitter that in his high school, you got mossed, but on the defensive side, he would just
take him down.
Yeah, ball hawk. He's a ball hawk, so he's a gambler. He's that kind of cornerback.
And I'm really excited to see him. I really am. So
I am too.
So let's talk real quick. I did title the show Sean Paytonisms and way too early roster predictions. When I'm talking about Sean Paytonisms, I just want to hit these real quick and then we can do our roster talk. I find it so funny how nonchalant and just in your face bold statement Sean Payton is. The guy literally pulls zero punches. He tells you exactly what he thinks. He doesn't coddle anybody. He doesn't sit there and and try to be careful with their feelings. He's just like, I'm a Hall of Fame head coach, a future Hall of Fame head coach. I know what I want. I know what I expect, and this is how it's going to be. So next question. But I think hearing about what he said we already talked about the Ben DiNucci pick 6 to Drew Sanders.
Yeah. Hearing
what he said from the sidelines to Ben DiNucci.
He's an asshole, but
it's almost, yeah, it's an asshole. It was kind of cruel, but at the same time, hey, tell it like it is. He said he'd been talking up Ben DiNucci's play to Greg Penner all day. And then right in front of Greg Penner, DiNucci throws that pick 6. And so Sean Payton, and of course I paraphrase slightly, but Sean Payton's like, hey, he owns Walmart. I bet you they have some local greeting opportunities. Dude, wow. I mean, all right. I would probably find that motivating. Like, oh crap, I just did that. And my coach basically just said, if I keep pulling crap like that, I'm out of a job.
I mean, it should be. I mean, but at the end of the day, he's like, that's not Russell Wilson doing that. But
yeah, hey, well, then again, we haven't gotten to see any of, or he hasn't gotten to see any of Russ. True. I mean, there's only 10 veterans currently on that field right now for rookie minicamp, and they're
basically rehab.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's the rehabbing veterans, and then there's the veterans that they're allowed to bring in and sign to the 90-man from around. Like, these are guys that maybe have tried out or been on practice squads over the years, so they're considered a veteran, but they're not a vested veteran.
So those guys don't even get emblems on their helmets, huh?
Nobody's got an emblem on their helmet, Jay. I wish you'd get off the logo thing.
They won't. They haven't earned being Broncos yet. Well, it's like we're in high school, like we got our stickers.
No, listen. This is not. First of all, this is not Ohio State. You don't have to earn your logo for your helmet. Okay. All those idiots on Twitter that read way too much into crap that they know nothing about, of course, sitting there, blah, blah, blah. They don't have logos on their helmets because they haven't earned it. Shut your mouth.
This Joe replaced quarterback. Don't you know?
Yeah. No. It is plain and simple. Sean Payton said that all the equipment is going to be replaced come training camp anyway. And he does not see the need to stress out the equipment staff with having to put logos on helmets for guys that could easily be out of here by next week.
At first, I low-key thought it was like, oh, we're getting a new design and no one told us. Like, no one wanted to tell us. And like, now they're doing no emblem until they reveal the new one. Oh.
One Modelo. Anyway, so that I thought that was funny, and I liked it when I love Sean Payton. He does not interview well. You really pay attention.
No, he hates it.
Like Nathaniel Hackett was just like a camera. He was like a freaking. He was like a dog or a moth to a flame. He's like, look, a camera. I'm gonna speak and talk and laugh and
I'm just so happy to be here.
Yeah, Sean Payton's just like. Yeah, I
hate you. You hate me. Let's go.
Hey, guy from the newspaper, F you. Like, I don't, just can we get this over with? Okay, be done now. Okay, thanks. I do like it though. I like it because he's all about his football. He's not about all the other stuff. And that to me, that's a championship coach. He's like, I don't want to talk. I'm not going to stand here and tell you. I'm going to show you.
Yeah.
We're not going to do this inside the Broncos filming of training camp. No, sir, because we're going to be focused on the football. He's like, you may not like it, Broncos country, but come the season, you're going to like it a lot better.
It's respectable.
Sure.
I mean, I'm open to whatever lands us in the playoffs. I just really don't care about the nuts and bolts of it anymore.
So since we're talking playoffs, since you bring up the playoffs, let's talk a little bit about the roster that's going to get that we think way too early that we think is going to get us there.
Oh yeah.
Right now the roster is filled out. They have with the signing of Ben DiNucci and Jacques Taylor, I think is his name or something like that. The running back that used to play for Cincinnati and then played for the XFL for the last season. With the signing of those gentlemen and then bringing Kareem Jackson back, the 90-man roster will be, I believe, is now filled out for the offseason. Unless they make some other crazy drastic change and cut a bunch of dudes to go get some big name. Which I don't foresee happening at this point. I do kind of wish we could make another move, maybe at running back.
That's coming, I think. I still think that's coming because we still haven't hit the veteran cut wave of the NFL.
No,
which
I mean, it might be, but as of right now, it looks like we're kind of staying put with what we've got.
But you don't really make a move like that until you see the dust settle to see what's out there to bid on. Why bid on a product if you know that there's like 20 new products coming on within like a week or so? Why not wait?
Yeah. So why don't we talk real quick? Do we want to talk? Let me ask you, do we want to talk our roster position or our roster prediction, or do we want to go through the schedule real quick? Because that came out this last week too. Speaking of, I have officially reached out to Angela, Miss Angela from The Office. For those that did not see this year's Broncos schedule release video with Peyton Manning, Miles, and Angela from The Office, it was a very funny take on the the Broncos, The Office. And Angela herself from The Office was in it. I have officially reached out to her in an attempt to get her on this show and interview her regarding the video. So we'll see if that works. Either way, it was a fun video. It was great to see. But let's talk the schedule real quick, and then we'll talk roster. Okay. So, Jay, are we doing win and loss predictions too, or are we just going roster?
Oh no, let's go win loss. Let's go game by game here.
Good. Okay.
I know that you said that you haven't necessarily prepped for this, so you're going a little cold. So
I'm flying by the seat of my pants, and that's how I like to live my life.
So I like to print out multiple schedules, and then I date them. So today's date, I did a prediction, and I went through and I did W's and L's.
I got bad news for you, Jay. That's a really ugly date you got there. Dating inanimate objects again, Jay. Thank you. I'm here all week. Anyway.
Objects, or
go for it.
Everyone's an object. All right.
You're an object. Anyway.
Your mom goes to college. See, that's one you haven't heard for a while, I bet. Like, that one was...
Oh, not in a while. It's been a while.
Time.
Your mom goes to college. Oh, that's classic. Anyway. All right, so send it. Let's do this. Schedule.
Las Vegas.
To open the season and to close the season, I believe, right?
Yep. So I'm excited that we get a home opener, like how it's supposed to be. Not opening on the road in Las Vegas or not in some stupid place. Like, we get to be at home. That's how it should be.
As it should be. I would love it. So, all right. We're talking Vegas. Vegas is still, in my opinion, I mean, you got what? Starting quarterback is Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
And of course, let's not forget Josh McDaniels is still the man there. Therefore, a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
So, what do you say, Jay?
It's impossible for me not to envision a W. We also have the best record in the National Football League for opening day home games. I don't remember what the actual statistic is, but we lead the NFL in home openers.
Huh.
At home.
I like it.
Yep.
So you're giving it a big old W.
Easy cheesy W. Double digit
W. All right, I'm down. I'm for that. It's a W. Okay. I think there'll be some rocky starts, or it'll be a rocky start to some degree. Yeah. Learning a new system, new players. Sure. I think that's the beginning of every season, especially when there's been some major changes that happen in the offseason, like have.
True.
So, but I think we could still eke out the W on that one. Sure.
Yeah.
So W week 1.
It's a reasonable game.
Can you, since you have the paper version there, would you mind marking down my prediction there as well?
I can. All right. We are double
W's.
Yep.
Double W. Uh-huh.
Right. The Washington Commanders, or whatever they want to call themselves this year.
It's a win.
Easy win. Double W. That will be an embarrassment if we lose.
Now, I mean, I've got it. I'm being okay. Now it's time for me to say it, Jay. I'm being a little cautious because there were definitely times last year that we were way overconfident in certain games that were supposed to be easy wins that we lost.
See, but as bad as we were last year, at least we squeaked out that Houston win at home at the beginning of the year.
True that.
That was a scheduled W, and we at least got it done as bad as we were.
Who's your daddy?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna go with a win on that though. I will. I will say we get the W over Washington, who have become, just with everything, their ownership situation, their coaching situation, even their player situation is almost laughable at times.
It is.
So,
really bad.
Washington, you suck. Denver takes their second W in a row against the
2-0.
W.
2-0.
We get the W against the W.
2-0.
So,
like
all right.
that.
All right, who we got next?
We got at Miami. This is an early game, East Coast versus a very good Dolphins team. I have that as the first loss of the year.
Okay. I'm going to go with you on that one. Yep, they're established at this point. Tua will be back from everything I've been seeing, reading, and everything. They are an established team with an established coach with an established scheme. A lot of weapons, and in their home stadium, yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a.
And we got
a goose egg.
Vic. Got Grandpa Vic on the defensive side of the ball this time around, and Vic Fangio is gonna make a hell of a difference on that defense.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. So yeah, it'll be scary. I mean, I don't think we're gonna slouch on it, but I do think we take our first goose egg on that. Not goose egg because that's 0.
Yeah,
but I do think we take our first. We lay our first egg on that one.
It's an L. Yeah, it's an L for me as well. So, all right, 2-1. We got at Chicago, and that's going to be a tough, again, early game. That one of those noon kickoffs. And Chicago weather in the beginning of October could absolutely suck. So
it could.
I have that as a W, but that could easily be a loss.
I actually guffawed there for a second. I actually guffawed there. Just because of just out of habit when I think about the Chicago Bears of the last decade. But then I remember what I've been seeing and everything that's been happening, and they're a sleeper.
Yeah.
They're gonna be a sleeper team this season.
Justin Fields. It's a swing game for
me. It'll all depend. It will all depend on which Justin Fields hits the field.
Correct.
But I do believe it's a win. Okay. Maybe a close one, but I'm with you. It's our first away win of the season.
Win, yep.
Our first road win of the season. So there you go.
Now, Johnny, here comes I think where we're going to separate because I have comments. Home, we come back to the New York Jets, and we have the Hackett-Rodgers love attack back to Denver, and I have a lot of feelings about this game because I think Hackett feels wronged. He probably should feel wronged.
No, I don't think he should. If he is being honest with himself,
yeah.
If he is honest with himself and he looks objectively at everything that happened last season, he'll be like, "Dude, I sucked."
I think he took the job under the assumption Rodgers was coming.
Maybe. I'm not going to play with that. I'm not going to play that game anymore. I'm done with it because
understandable. That's the James Merrill.
Yeah, it's too much. It's like, you know what? They've denied it tooth and nail. So yep. I'll go ahead and give them the benefit of the doubt that wasn't actually the plan. Might have been. Don't really care. The fact is, you shouldn't have to have if you are true head coach material. You don't need that one specific player to make you the good head coach. No, You should come in and elevate whoever is your starter, and that didn't happen. So, what do you give it, Jay? Because I give it. Get ready for this.
No, that's a big loss. That's going to be a loss.
Okay, that's fine.
That's where we split.
Here's why I'm going to go ahead and give it a dub. All right. And you know what? If we don't get to our way too early roster predictions tonight, we can do it next week for all I care. Because I feel like we're getting some real good talk going on here.
It is.
So I think that we have a chance at surprising the Jets in our home stadium in week what is that, 5? Week 5?
It is. Week 5.
Look, Aaron Rodgers, I take nothing. I say this all the time when there's players that I just don't like the person, but I can respect the player.
Sure.
I take, guys like LeBron James and Tom Brady. Okay. I can respect their game, but I don't like the person.
Yeah.
So guys like, so in this case, we're talking Aaron Rodgers. I was never on the Rodgers bandwagon for him coming to Denver. I was never crazy about it. when the whole world imploded last season before the Russell Wilson signing, and everybody thought, "Oh no, now what?" When he announced he was going back to Green Bay
again.
Yeah, everybody was like, "Oh God, now what?" And I'm sitting there going, "Good. I didn't want him here to begin with." So that's kind of the kind of view I have on Aaron Rodgers. I think he's somewhat overrated. I do not think that he has quite as many weapons that he's prepared with. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
He's going into a new team for the first time in his entire career.
Oh yeah.
And granted, yes, he has Nathaniel Hackett, but again, if we're talking about a quarterback like Rodgers at this point in his career, with as many years as he has, is it? I mean, and maybe this might sound stupid, I guess, given the situation with Russ this last season. I don't know, but how much does that particular coach really affect him as a player at this point? Because at this point, I kind of feel like his growth, maybe a little, but at this point, I mean, dude's almost 40 years old. Next year, I think, right? 40 next year. At this point, 20 years in the league, dude, like, how much more growth can a young buck like Nathaniel Hackett really bring apart upon you? I just think that Sean Payton, one, is an offensive genius, and there's no denying that. I think by week 5, the Broncos, we always say, I said it at the beginning, right, that it takes a few weeks for the team to really click on all cylinders.
Mm-hmm.
Week 5, we're at that point, right? We've been on the road now 2 games. Yeah. Yep. Now we're back home. We're back home on our turf. We'll have the altitude. We'll have the altitude. We'll have the altitude. What's the word I'm looking for on that one?
Advantage.
Thank you.
Yep.
We'll have home field advantage. And I think that at that point, this team, including the resurgence of Russell Wilson's career, will be clicking on us. We'll be clicking.
So at that point, you're going to be 4-1. You're going to be.
I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it's going to be close. I'm not saying we're going to blow the Jets out of the water. That's not going to happen on any team that Aaron Rodgers would be at the head of.
Sure.
It's going to be close. And so I think with that game, let me put it this way to you, Jay, because you know me. I am ever the optimist, right? Even when everybody else around me is going, "You're crazy." I think the Broncos stand as much of a chance at winning that game as they do of losing.
I would agree.
It is at least as likely as not.
Yeah.
Which is something that I actually use, which is a phrase that I actually use legal verbiage in my job doing quality assurance on opinions, medical opinions for medical cases. It is at least as likely as not that the Broncos will win the game. Therefore, I'm gonna side, because of who I am, on the side of the positive. So since they are at least as likely, the Broncos take the W on that one for me.
Okay.
What about but you still give it an L?
Yeah, still going L on that.
All right, how big? But a big L, little L?
No, little L.
Okay, lowercase L, cursive, italics, underline, bold, or is it just an L?
It's just a small L. It's it's a 7-point loss. It's a 3-point loss. It's it's
1-score game.
Yeah, marginal.
All right, I can take that. And I'm going to be honest with you, if we lose to them right there against an Aaron Rodgers-led Jets by 1 score, I'm not going to be pissed off. I'm not going to be, I don't like a loss. Nobody does, but I'm not going to be pissed.
See, and this is why I think this. I think that it's gonna land that way as a loss for us at home against the Jets, because we were gone for 2 weeks and we get that crazy feeling of being home for a hot second. And then we got that game that was circled on the calendar on a short week on Thursday night. So to me, that Sunday game is kind of a lookover as far as scheduling, if you look at it that way, of that Sunday to Thursday. Because we're going to be geared up for that Kansas City game. Who gives a shit about the Jets? We need that game in Kansas City. Like, that is a big fucking game.
Well, tell me how you really feel, Jay. Who gives a shit about the Jets?
No, I don't. Because the streak ends and we beat Kansas City in Kansas City on Thursday night.
Is that your
That's how it's
prediction?
going. Absolutely. We are
Your
going
prediction-
to beat them.
See, again, here we go. Here's where we're going to differ. You predict the Broncos march into Arrowhead
Yep.
in week 6 and beat the Chiefs?
Yes. Coming off a loss from Aaron Rodgers and Nathaniel Hackett. That is going to light a fire under us on a short week to get up and say, oh, no, 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 no.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna alter my initial prediction that I was about to make based on something you just said, but I'm gonna do it for a different reason. You said the loss to the Jets in Denver in week 5, right? Week 5
Yep.
is gonna light that fire under our ass. I disagree entirely. I think it's the win in Denver in week 5 against the Aaron Rodgers led Jets that's going to build a momentum and light a fire and stoke the fire under our ass to go into Kansas City and for the first time in 6 years,
Okay.
not only win a game against the Chiefs, but do it in their home stadium.
Here's some huge validity to what you just said. So up until this point, if you look at what quarterbacks our defense is facing up until that game, no one. Aaron Rodgers. That's the game we just decided upon to be a huge swing game. That's really, in my opinion, the first game of the year. Because I kind of look at Miami as a scheduled loss.
Well, I mean, let's see. Who does Washington have?
No, I mean,
who is their quarterback?
Exactly. Taylor
Heineke. I know it's somebody else. Okay.
Then
of course you have Justin Fields in Chicago. You have Tua, who I mean, as long as he,
but again,
as long as he don't bump his little noggin, Tua will be fine.
Yeah.
He's not a joke. And then of course Jimmy G, who, regardless of how great Jimmy G, that is inappropriate, cousin. Wow, we need somebody come get the real alcohol out of Jay's hands. Anyway, no,
there's a 0 on the eye.
Anyway, no, but okay. Listen, Jimmy G may not be the be all end all, but the guy has years and a lot of very valid experience.
But you're totally right when, like you say, the win against Aaron Rodgers and the Jets would be the first validation this team gets of like, oh wow, we're a real team.
So that's why I'm giving it.
Real team.
We go in and we whoop Pat Mahomes because we just whooped Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. I could see that.
And then after that we can. I mean, so I'll go ahead. I'm gonna optimistically give us the W in KC.
Wow.
Our first Chiefs win in 7 years, and we do it in their home stadium, following making Aaron Rodgers eat grass again. So then we jump ahead right to week 7.
Week 7. Jordan Love is going to be a train wreck. That's a win at home. Easy cheesy.
I mean, Green Bay fans don't seem to think so. They seem to think they have found the holy grail in Jordan Love. And I'm like, dude, you're just so optimistic because you haven't known what it's like to be a loser for 30 years.
Yeah.
Because you've had two guys over a 30-year period. I mean, think about that just for a second. Literally, over 30 years, there have only been two guys at the quarterback position in Green Bay, Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. Over a 30-year period. I lived all of it.
All I'm saying is in about 10 years, the people of Mississippi need to be holding their pocketbooks because Aaron Rodgers is coming.
Yeah, okay. But you get what I'm saying, Green Bay fans have no idea what they're in for right now.
It's
like they've been wishing Aaron Rodgers would now finally leave, and now he has, and now all they're going to do all season is wish they had him back.
They deserve all the misery they get.
Well, you know what? It's their fault. They're the owners, right?
That's true. You're your own boss.
So, you know what, Green Bay fans? It's all y'all's fault, okay? Yeah. Big win at home.
Yeah, you're making that a W?
I am, which optimistically puts us at 6-1 by my reckoning.
Okay. Then I think we both are on the same page. Then at home, Kansas City, I got that as a loss.
Which would suck, It would suck to beat them in their stadium in Arrowhead and then lose to them at home. But yeah, we're on the exact same page. Yeah. Patrick Mahomes is not going to take the first loss to us lightly.
Yeah.
Andy Reid. Now, granted, I'm going to say this. I haven't even mentioned it up to this point. Kansas City versus Denver, right? That's Andy Reid, the offensive brain of Andy Reid versus the offensive brain of Sean Payton, inarguably two of the most brilliant offensive minds in history up against each other. So, yeah, I think it'll be close, but I think Kansas City will eke it out by like a field goal in the fourth quarter kind of thing in game, in our second meeting of the season. But I am going to say this, looking at this schedule, I love we got the week 9 bye because that is a perfect time to have a bye week.
So,
I love that. I love that we open and close with the Raiders, and I love that both our meetings with Kansas City are mid-season.
Perfect. Yeah, exactly. Exactly right. And honestly, Johnny, I think we should stop it by, and I think next episode we do the second half because as it stands, as it is now, you are at 6-2. I am at 5-3. So we're only a game off here.
Mm-hmm.
Only a game off as it is. And honestly, I've got a couple of swings, but the second half of our schedule looks pretty all right to me. Like,
I'm pretty down with it. So we've got about, I don't know, I'll call it about 5 minutes left because no, you know what? We actually need to go ahead and get out of here because we got tip-off coming up here in a few minutes.
Yeah, it's true.
So we're going to end it a little bit early tonight, guys. But hey, thank you for joining us on the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. It's good to be back. It's a little funky. We didn't have a whole lot of people watching live tonight because it's the first time we've ever been on Tuesdays.
It is.
It's going to take a little time to get everybody used to this new change. But we did have D-Rock jumping in with one comment in it. Let me preface this by saying, seeing you guys, but how long into the season before Drew Sanders becomes a starter? Week 1, week 2, week 3, etc. Okay. So here was my bold take. I love it. D-Rock, you wash your mouth out with soap, sir. Go Lakers.
D-Rock. It's a
no, sir. No, sir. Nuggets in 5, baby. No, we love you, Shadow. We love you, brother. But no, for real, the Nuggets are going to the finals. Anyway, so he's asking real quick before we get out of here.
Well,
I'll go ahead and give my bold statement. Drew Sanders. I love me some Josie Jewell. I really do. But Drew Sanders, week 1 starter.
Hey, you don't need to yank my chain. You remember when we were having the dumb oh my gosh, what's the other linebacker we were talking about last offseason that was the bee's knees? And I was just like, what are we doing? We need to draft an inside linebacker. It wasn't Josie Jewell and it wasn't Alex Singleton. What was the other guy? Not Kenny Young. What is the other guy?
Yeah, I don't remember at this point.
I don't know. But I'm so happy we got an inside linebacker that's like gonna run around.
Oh yeah, he's gonna fight, and then he is. He already is. That's why I'm gonna go ahead and give him that. Make my bold statement. As much as I love Josie Jewell, I think Drew Sanders is gonna take the job from him quick.
I love that prediction.
Anyway, there you go, Shadow. And to your final comment you made there, clean sweep. You're right. The Nuggets will clean sweep the Lakers.
Yeah, it will be.
We love you, Shadow, and we love you, Broncos Country. He says, good luck tonight, fellas. Hey, Shadow, good luck to you guys too, but we don't the Denver Nuggets don't need luck. They have a fully balanced talented team. Just kidding. Good luck to you too. We love you, brother. And we cannot wait to chat with you about the outcome of tonight's game. So, my children are being impatient. So, guys, it is time for us to get out of here. Thank you for joining us on our very first Tuesday night edition.
Thank you.
Of Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. What? Hi. We that right there. That right there, hashtag parent, hashtag parent life.
You ever seen.
Yes. Yeah, it was pretty adorable. Hey, hush up. Guys, Thank you for joining us on the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. We will be live with you next Tuesday night, so don't miss it. Guys, please remember to jump on over to w.gg, get yourself the dub, order you some W Jitterless Energy Blend, and in the link below, grab yourself some merch so you can show everybody that you rep the NRW crew. Guys, we thank you for joining us tonight. We can't wait to see you next week. We're going to get out of here because go Nuggets! And we are out of here!
Goodbye.